Put this up there, rest it on my head, don't crack the gypsum. Finger, hold, remove head, tighten her up, tighten her up, tighten her up, not too much. You have one of these silly looking exhaust fan covers in your bathroom. Wouldn't you rather have something like this? I mean, it's not done yet, but wait till you see it finished. It's way better than these. It's one of my least favorite parts of any bathroom renovation. These exhaust fan covers. All of their different covers are just absolutely atrocious. No offense if anyone has them, they're very nice. So if you're sick of these guys like I am, it's time you try this new exhaust fan cover from Envisivent. Super easy to install and it makes for a significantly upgraded look. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it right now. Inside any box, it's just a simple gypsum-based piece that has louvers sort of cut into it already. And this attaches with magnets to make it removable. And this frame here just gets screwed to the surrounding studs. Depending on which orientation you want. I'm just gonna put this up there, slap it in. And by the time that's screwed in and taped in, that thing's looking pretty flush to the drywall. And it's a significantly upgraded look for an exhaust fan cover. It's something that's pretty simple. They're not expensive. It's a little detail like that that'll take your bathroom renovation or your bathroom design to the next level. But don't leave us yet because I'm gonna install it. So stay right here. I'm gonna take it step by step and I'll be done in about 10 minutes. And then I'll be back the next day to tape it, and mud it, and I'll be back the day after that. So it does take, a few days, but a few minutes for a few days. You'll be fine. So my opening is already cut out. Your opening is not cut out to the right size. All you'd have to do is hold the grill cover up and then just trace the perimeter of this metal section here. But in this case, it's ready for us. So all I'm gonna do is hold it up in the orientation I want. I'm gonna make sure that it docks into its home like that. And you wanna actually leave the removable plate inside it. That way it will show you if your metal frame that's around it is getting torqued in any strange direction. You need to back off a screw or tighten the other side a little bit more. Now that it's up there, I'm gonna support it with my head like this so I can grab my drill like this. It's a very high-end move. Do not try this at home. Really, I could sit like this all day. This and there, it's really no problem for me. I'm gonna go ahead and put a drywall screw on here. And I know I've got, whoa. So she's in, she's pretty, she's loving it, she's loving life. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw screws on both sides. I've got a stud here and I've got a stud here. Yeah, they're ceiling joists, I know, but I call them studs because who cares? So this goes in. I have very shaky hands. Okay, screw this sucker in. That's the sweet sound of a stud. Tighten her up, tighten her up, tighten her up, not too much. Then I'm gonna use my head again. Rest it on my head, don't crack the gypsum. Head pressure while I load my screw. Finger, hold, remove head. This goes in here. I'm gonna screw that guy in there. Easy install. Don't over tighten them, otherwise you'll torque the frame. See how it torques it? Do that. You can go faster if you want, but don't. So, all right, I've got the perimeter done. So now I'm gonna show you how this cover comes off. Like I said, it's magnetic. So all you're gonna do is simply push on this one side. And out it comes. I mean, how nice is that? Now I have access to change the CFMs if I want to bump up the pace a little bit on that fan. Or I can change the motor, or I can do whatever you need to do to service this thing. These things do get covered in dust from time to time, so having a nice, easy access to it is pretty key. So if you want to be clean, sure, go for it. Clean them up. So to remove it, you simply push on this side, pop it right out, magnets, clip it right back in. Unreal. Like, come on, right? I've talked way too much in this video. So all I'm gonna do, just watch what I do, okay? I don't need to explain it, or do I? So I'm just gonna put a nice bed of drywall compound for my drywall tape to embed itself into. I'm just gonna go around the perimeter with a coat of regular all-purpose. now I'm going to get some drywall tape and I'm going to embed that into the drywall compound that I just put on there. What kind of tape is that? That's really neat. Oh, thanks. I don't know. It's going great. So I'm not trying to make it perfect this time. I'm just trying to fill it up. Make sure that tape's embedded because I'm going to do one, maybe two more coats. Pretty good. Perfect. Clean up that inside because why not? Keep it clean. Have fun with it. Live a little. Clean up this too, you know? Have some respect for the electricians out there in the world. Pretty good for coat 1. Perfect, you might even say. Coat 2. Do not try that at home. Coat 2 is done. I'm very dizzy. I put 3 coats of drywall compound on the Envisivent now, so it's pretty much ready to be sanded down. So I'm just going to sand it down, and once it is nice and smooth, I'm going to put on some primer and then a top coat, and I'm going to show you how it looks. And I'm going to stop doing this with my hands. I just didn't know what to do with them. So I'm going to sand it down, and you're going to see how good this puppy looks. Almost done sanding. I just want to, one last thing is I want to get some of that compound, any residual compound out of the flange on the inside. So you can use, you know, your sanding block, or you can take a trowel and scrape it out just to clean those edges up. Now that that's all cleaned up and it's sanded nice and smooth, I can go ahead and show you what it looks like with the cover on. It's just behind you there, behind the lens. All I have to do at this point, slip it inside, and up she goes. Now that's a significantly upgraded look over those old silly fan covers. Completely flush, and by the time this is painted, which we're about to do right now, it's gonna look like $1 million, but it didn't cost you $1 million. Now that it's all sanded up, I'm gonna take some primer, paint it. So that's been coated with paint. Okay, so everything's been painted up. Now I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slip this in. And as you can see, it's a much upgraded, I got something in my eye. And now as you can see, or maybe as you can't see, because it's not, you know, because it's not an eyesore. So if you're sick and tired of these old and ugly exhaust fan covers, it's time to switch to something that's flush, streamlined, and more modern, or at least better looking. Pop this sucker out, magnet, slap it back in. It's done. It's flush. What more could you ask for? Envisivent, check them out on your next project. You'll love it. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek once I clean up my hands, so bear with me. Okay, that's coat 1. Coat 1 done, son. Now I gotta wash my hands again.